Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. MangoTownMatt here with MangoTownTravis for our usual, regular Wednesday board games. Today we will be playing Taacoca. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. It is similar to the game Breakthrough, where one of us... Oh, we do not have a special guest today, just us. Sorry about that. Where I'm trying to get my white pieces to the back row of Travis's side, and Travis is trying to get his black pieces, at least one, into the back end of my side. Hopefully I don't get destroyed. Travis has played Taacoca once, but I think it's going to be fun. Travis, before we start, do you have any suggestions?
Not really. Just really moving threes, so it's kind of that's interesting.
Oh, really? Oh, weird. No kidding. Yeah, so that definitely ups the abstractness of the game. I don't think it's terribly abstract. It's classified as an abstract game, but overall, pretty straightforward, I think. How'd you sleep, Travis? Have any dreams?
Pretty happy this week.
Uh-huh. Man, it finally, the sun finally came out, finally warmed up a little bit. It's been real rainy and cold here the last week or so. Definitely a nice change of pace. Oh. I was surprised, honestly, at how little information there was on this game. It seems relatively accessible for all ages. And I feel like most of the other games we played, honestly, are pretty frequently played. Even some of the smaller, like Morabaraba, some of the ones that you wouldn't expect to be as frequently.
I try to make a list of all the games that where the objective is to like connect the sides, like connects.
Uh-huh.
There's about 20.
Wow, great. I'll have to read over them and see what.
That's
I will say one thing that's really interesting is that you can make just like really random movements. Like I like that you can create random groupings of three that they don't have to be orthogonally touching. Oh, so you can destroy pieces too.
Oh yeah, that's how you capture roots.
Yeah, that is important information to know prior to starting. Are there any rules about capturing?
Just
I mean, like literally, even the information that they have on Board Game Geek is almost nothing.
yeah, what do I?
So, like when capturing, do you have to use a group of three? Can you capture with just a single piece onto another single piece?
I think you always have to use three unless you don't have three stones.
Aha. Okay.
And yeah, capturing is just you're on the square or hexagonal.
Cool. Okay, now I understand why it's classified as abstract. At first, I was thinking like, oh, you just slide pieces around, and then eventually you end up blocking each other, and eventually somebody messes up, and I'd be interested. I'd be interested to know if like the hexagonal chessboards that we've been playing on recently were inspired by any of the games like this. Do you think that board games will become outmoded as stuff like virtual reality and improvements in technology start to become more prevalent?
I definitely think less people play Pong now than they used to.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure that Pong was ever the height of excitement. I think Pong was good. I definitely prefer the one where it's like a variation of Pong where you'll have pieces at the top.
Oh yeah, that's kind of it's called break.
I think it's breakthrough, yeah. Okay, that's weird. That is strange. Yeah, you're definitely gonna win. Yeah, there must be no. I think it's as long as you can move pieces onto the spaces where they would be otherwise. Nice, good job. Yeah, I can't believe that Canada like fully legalized.
What was it?
Like I think yesterday, last night, maybe early this morning.
Apparently, oh yeah, Trump was talking about it apparently.
Yeah, I believe it when I see it though. I think he's just pissed off at Jeff Sessions.
Yeah. But then there's also the Space Force.
Yeah, I was reading something though that was saying that we've like technically had a space force since like the early '80s. But I mean, the other thing with the space force, man, is like the budget they put in place is already terrible. Their tax cuts are fucking everybody who aren't corporations or like insanely rich. Where in the world? I guess yeah, they're throwing tons of money at the military, but I mean like when you think about like private creators like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk in terms of like space equipment, and then you look at like what the government is creating. I don't know if you saw the Joe Rogan episode where the guy who wrote the God Problem talked a lot about that and about like the cost and about how a lot of the stuff that the government produces a lot of times ends up I think being single use. But I mean, get out of here. If they're going that direction, if they're going government funded direction, which makes sense to do because it puts money in the people in charge's pockets, there's not going to be a space force that actually functions. I think we'd have to make some pretty big leaps and bounds to even. I mean, like, think about think about like the suits that you would need and the weaponry that you would need. Unless it's like, oh, this laser that on the Earth doesn't do anything, kills people in space. It's like you can't fire a gun in space. I don't think.
I think we've. I mean, I could be wrong on this
Uh huh.
because well, individual.
Yeah.
Um, I think we had a problem with China shooting down our satellites.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, I've read some stuff about them messing around with like lasers, but lasers for like pilots and stuff where like gets them real confused or scrambles their brain or something. I mean, it's a gross hyperbolization. Does not actually scramble their brains. But also, I mean, like if you look at some of the shady shit Trump's pulling in with the Chinese government, yeah, it looks an awful lot like he's trying to line his pockets there.
You know, he's done that.
Yeah, absolutely. That shit, I can't believe some of the shit they're letting him get the fuck away with. I think I'm gonna lose just because I'm gonna have not enough pieces.
I mean,
We'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting.
because the end game is pretty interesting, I think, because like you want to keep things there to block, but like when you only have four left to move, it's
Yeah,
pretty frustrating.
yeah. That's true. I think the fewer pieces on the board, the definitely the more interesting it'll be. Uh-huh. Nice. Oh, it's good to start your morning off with some cognitive stimulation. I would imagine that there has to be at least a small amount of benefit. Be funny if it was really stupid benefits, like, oh, well, you're really good at, now you're really good at recognizing patterns. But you don't do anything where like pattern recognition is required. Just like, oh. Do you know if there are any rules about how far pieces can be away? Uh, if I get down to 2 pieces, do I just automatically lose? I think either way I'm gonna lose. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a race that's already won. I mean, unless you do a hair type situation, not turtle my way on over. Be interesting to play a version of this where you can move forwards and backwards. I'd be interested. What'd you say? Yeah. I got pretty close. Now that they're all fully restocked. Yeah, I have no idea. It's weird that there are some combinations that they don't allow you to choose.
And that's because, like, those stones couldn't move right.
Yeah, but why couldn't they move right if there are two open spaces to the right?
And the third one couldn't move right.
Yeah, but if the one right next to the third one is moving over, then technically that space becomes free. Yeah. Do you think the rest of the branches of the military are going to have recruitment issues once the Space Force becomes realized? Like, oh gosh, everybody's just joining the Space Force now.
Like, like branch of the military, other branch of the military, it's going to be, I think, fairly difficult to.
Yeah. Well, another humbling exercise in giving up. Absolutely. Let's see. It'd be cool if you could play on different size boards as well. I'm sure there's probably some variation on IG Game Center where that's an option. Down to do one more? Alright. Flies, man. Can't stand them. Always is. Good game. Excuse me. Yes, indeed. Alright, that's it for today, folks. I do believe Travis is streaming again shortly. There will be chess, I do believe. And check in on our Twitch for schedule of streams, the various options that we always have going on. You can always catch us on YouTube as well. Ciao for now.